Hi, I'm Ben Hargrove, and this is a guide for conducting business in Dublin, Ireland. Start things off, you will be flying out of New Orleans to Dublin. We'll be flying JetBlue Airways. You will arrive around 8 o'clock in the morning Dublin time, which will be the day before the business meeting starts, so you will have plenty of time to adjust and get your feel for the city itself. You'll be staying at the Hyatt-centric Liberties in Dublin. It is in the city center. It's in a great spot right next to St. Patrick's Cathedral. There are multiple ways to get around while you are in Dublin. There is the Dublin bus, the tram Luas, and the dark rail line. All three of these are great. They all run different routes, so you can get anywhere with these three. You can either pay cash each time, or you can get a visitor's card, which will last you roughly 72 hours, so 3 days. So you would need to purchase 2 of those while you're there. Let's get on to business etiquette. You dress smart and conservative. You want to wear a formal suit. Their style there is traditionally represented by tweeds and wool. And of course you want to be on time, if not early, 10-15 minutes early, of course. The do's and don'ts of the negotiation process, you really, you want to be straight up with the Irish. They don't, we'll say, beat around the bush. They get right to it, and eye contact is really a big deal for the Irish. So maintain eye contact, and that leads to them feeling that you're trustworthy, and ultimately just develops a good rapport and hopefully gets the deal done. Business card etiquette is not too big of a deal, but you don't want to exchange business cards until after the meeting is done. And you want to give it to the secretary first. English is the main language in Dublin. It's a little different dialect, so maybe a little difficult to understand, but I don't think there will be any problem there. Jokes are a common part of the vocabulary in Dublin. They love to laugh, so just laugh along with them even if it's not funny. Family and friends are the most important aspect of the Irish's lives. So you want to be very respectful of that. A safe topic of conversation is just your normal small talk. You don't really want to get into politics and religion if you don't have to. You know, if they bring it up, and just be honest about it. So that's the way it needs to be handled. Just be honest. That's the biggest thing, because they can read if you're not being honest, and then that's not going to be good. The Irish love to do lunch meetings. It's very common, and of course, you know, there are many pubs around there, so you would more than likely be meeting in a pub. This is when the Irish will open up. They may enjoy a couple of the local Guinness stouts, and then get a little more talkative. If you're invited to lunch or dinner, you don't want to bring up business until they do. It's just common practice. And if you're invited to dinner, it is okay to bring a gift, but otherwise you don't really need to get a gift, but take one just in case. Flowers, wine, any craft from our own country is great. You don't want to, if you're going the flower route, you do not want to get them lilies or any red or white flowers. This is just, it's frowned upon in Irish culture. But overall, the thought is what matters in gifting. The currency is the euro. Exchange rates, there are multiple places to get currency, but price varies at each one. You want to avoid hotel or airport currency exchanges. Most ATMs accept Visa and MasterCard, but you always want to perform the transaction in euros. And you want to budget precisely as well, because when you go to change back the euro to the American dollar, you're going to be charged again a fee, so you don't want to pay double fees on the same money. It's just not smart, so budget precisely. The weather is going to be cool. Highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s. You want to always carry a raincoat or wear waterproof clothing, even bring an umbrella maybe. Wind gusts can average 15 miles an hour, so the wind chill is a big issue. Humidity is relatively low, which is nice, because we live in a very humid environment, and it makes it really cold when it's like that humid. So let's take a look back. You're arriving almost a full day early. Dress appropriately and formally. Adapt to Irish lingo and culture. Gift if it's necessary. Be wary of certain currency exchanging methods, as you want to be smart about where you're going to exchange. Be prepared for the weather, and ultimately, let's close the deal.